All right, Math8. So now I hope that you did your honest best with solving equations, and if you still have questions, make sure you ask them because now we are going into a x and y. As you can see, we have x and we have a y. It's okay. That just means we have a graph. So you remember x and y from coordinates, back in the day, 6th grade. Well, now we have a graph. Graphing proportional relationships. So what is the slope of the line that represents? Graph the line that represents this relationship. Wow, they're just really starting you out on something. Okay, so let's talk about slope. So slope is something we use to describe a line, You can have a positive slope. It's like going up a hill, Think about this person walking. They have to walk up the hill, then that's a positive slope. Going down the hill, it's a negative slope. There's also zero slope. That's supposed to be straight across. And then there's even the vertical line. We call that undefined. The reason is slope is a ratio between the rise of a line over we always say the run, or it's the vertical change over the horizontal change. Okay, so I said all that. Hopefully you wrote it down. You should write it down. But now let's just talk about the slope. So it's the change in y over the change in x. So what is the y changing by in this table? If you look at the y's, it goes from 0 to 1. That's plus 1. We're adding 1 each time. So the change in y is 1. And the change in x, we're adding 1.3 each time. So the slope is literally 1 over 1.3. That's really not so bad now, is it? 1 over 1.3. Graph the line that represents it. So now to graph a line, all you got to do is graph at least 2 points on that line, and then you will have the graph of that line. Now here's the only problem. All these are decimals. So what are we gonna do? Well, we can multiply any of them by any number, as long as we multiply them both by the same number. So when I'm looking at these, I'm thinking to myself, if I move I can multiply by 10 and move the decimal point over 1. So when I see 1.3, that means that there's another point on this line, 10, 13, right? So that's not, can I graph 10, 13? 10, and then go up 1, 2, 3. I don't know. That may be off, but oh man, let's click on the GitHub. 10, 13. Oh, was it because I didn't put 10, 13? Okay, 10, 13. Oh no, it was not because the slope was fine. I mean, it is the slope. It's just that I can't count here. Did I get it that time? At least we both have to go through this. Oh, okay, so there now. It's up there at 13. Is it still at 10? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna get it 10 and then 13. 1, 2, 3. Well, now I really do think that it's at 10, 13, and 0, 0. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Why didn't anyone tell me it was 1310? I had my X's and my Y's confused that whole time. Whew. Wonder if that is going to happen to anyone else or just Mr. Field. Wow, that was a good experience. All right, little humble. Okay, now let's moving on. Which ordered pair is a solution to the equation? Okay, so if you still trust me at all, which you should, those things happen. It's okay. It doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, how do we know if ordered pair is a solution to an equation? What we do is we substitute it in. So I'm going to substitute 1 in for x and 5 in for y. See? And then I'm going to see if I get -5. So this is 7 and then 10. That would be -3. So that means no. And then -1 and 1. So let's substitute -1 in for 7, and we will substitute in +1 for y. Then we get -7 minus 2, -9, but I'm supposed to get -5. So it's looking like the answer to this one is neither. Hey, I got that one. Yay. All right. Okay. All right. So now this one is fine. It's just practice of solving equations in disguise, okay? This is an ordered pair, and they have not given you the x, but they have given you the y. So what we do is we take this equation, which I am writing over here, and what are we going to do with this equation? Can anyone tell me? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute in -2 for y. So we know that y equals -2, right? So let's write -2 plus 2 equals -3 x minus 4. And now we have a multi-step equation. 0 over there, and it's really, we'll distribute, get that done, and then put our variables on the left, numbers on the right, do some division, and we'll be out of sight. 4. The answer is 4. Okay. So there you go. One example of each. Have some fun with the assignments this week. And all right, and post your red problems.